On the delay. Interesting. Okay, so we are live. Do this. I'm gonna do this. You guys can keep talking.
What do you want to talk about?
So, well, we can talk about anything. Um, you were talking about interesting stories with Dan. I actually got at a table with Dan in Tulsa. It was not the picture I was talking about, but I was playing at the Tulsa RunGood, and instead of working, I got to play, which is nice. And sat down at a table and had Mark, Dan, Mike Leck, um, one of the ladies that had at one time held the record for the most wins in a ladies event. She's since been passed by Miss Foxen, but yeah, I looked around the table. I'm like, there are 27. This is a long time. Dan's upped his number since then, but like, there's 27 WSOP rings at this table, and I have a whopping total of 0. This is not a good table draw for me. So luckily, I managed to wind my way through that by being a little more conservative. But yeah, it was a tough table draw when I saw that many strong players around the table. So, but always a fun time. That's the nice part about being at a table with Dan is he looked like he was a little quiet on this live stream, but usually if you can get him going, he's a lot of fun to talk to. Great guy, knows poker, loves to be around it.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Although I'm disappointed, I've got to see him and his lovely wife, but I haven't got to see Gus yet, so I'm hoping to get to see Gus before the trip's over.
So
And Eric's back.
I am back. I don't know what happened, but whatever crashed, it was a great time to crash because it's on break. So the people at home are going to have to find us, and they did. There they are. So we had however many people were watching the first one. It just crashed, and they came and found us over here already. We'll see how quickly that goes up. But we've got a 15-minute break.
Welcome back, welcome back.
So, excellent. Do we know how many players we have? Registration's ending right now, right?
Registration was ending. I believe, were at 137 when I came down. I'm not 100% sure where we finished at. There was a couple, I believe, waiting in line.
How many were there on the first flight?
First flight was 99.
99.
We bagged up 12 players. They advanced to day 2. We will bag up 12.5% of this field. That's 12.5% rounded down. So we are looking to have a few more than the 12 we got from the first flight. 3 more flights tomorrow. We have a morning flight at 11, another flight at 5, and then we have a turbo flight, which is kind of unique. It has 15-minute blind levels instead of the 30-minute blind levels. And there's speculation that that may actually finish before our 5 o'clock flight. So when we hear people say that they're not up for a late night and then have to come back on noon the next day, the turbo flight might be the way to go for them.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I like it.
Depending upon how many levels we run, there is a strong chance that could finish, Flight E will finish before Flight D. And for folks that are aggressive, that's always nice too.
Who's that?
Eddie's in the box.
This is Eddie, the
Oh.
Asian sensation, Batinga. So we ended with 129 entries.
129.
So what's that, 16 people?
Let's do the math real quick.
Ballpark 16?
129 was the final number?
129
Must have been
times
off when I looked up at the
12.5.
clock. Looks like we're looking at 16. Yeah, we'll bag up as many
Wow.
as 16. We reason we use that phrasing as many as is because we don't do any payouts on day 1. You have to have chips in the bag and make day 2 to make payouts. And if we lose multiple players on the last hand during hand for hand, we could bag up less than that 16. But it works out for a better prize pool for those that do make day 2.
Yes, and what we talked about in Flight 1A, anybody, those 12 people who bagged on 1A could play this flight or the next flights, and if they bag again, they get a min cash coming into tomorrow, or coming into Sunday, and then they play their biggest stack.
Correct. Depending upon how much their 2 bags are, they get to play the larger of the 2 bags, and they min cash the smaller one. Theoretically, they could do it 3 times. If somebody bagged up a small amount of, say, 20, 30,000, wanted to fire again and bagged up 20, 30 again, they could fire realistically, every single flight.
You could do it 5 times if you're a rock star.
Rock star. They could min
Let's
cash
go.
4 and play the 5th big bag.
I'd love it.
New challenge for someone out there. Which one of you wants to
Sounds
take the
horrible.
5-bag challenge? You'll have my personal admiration if you can pull that one off.
I mean, I've seen several 2 bags and a couple of 3 bags. I've never seen more
Never
than
seen
4 bags.
3 bags. That's a lot of bags.
It's a lot of bags. It's many a slip twixt the cup and the lip, as they say.
You know, if you offered something, if someone
bag
did get
bonuses?
5 bags,
There are.
they would
we,
do it.
Yeah, we do
There's,
stuff.
There
there's
would
like
some
be
that.
number
several.
of places that offer
Yeah.
double bag bonuses, triple bag bonuses, and so forth.
Oh, man.
Instead of just a min cash, you actually get $1,000 for
Additional
a bonus,
money.
something like that.
They'd love it.
I don't love those, but I don't hate them either. It does encourage people to fire multiple times in other events.
Especially if you get a second bag, to fire the third, a lot of times the math makes sense.
Yeah.
The downside of them is that it does pull money out of the prize pool.
Yeah.
So if you're trying
Now,
to keep big money up top,
So the
it's nice to
argument
have
about that is there's more money in the prize pool because all these people are firing multiple times, so that negates the amount that we are taking out. So,
that is the other side of the argument.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
because we've had that conversation where it's like, oh
A
man,
couple
you're
of
taking that
times.
out of the prize pool. Yeah, but we got 20 more people in the prize pool. So when we encourage them like that,
Lego's back.
Lego's back. Lego found his way over
Give
here.
him some points.
He just
Ah.
lost. Rolled
How
a
does
35.
he have 1927? He had like 18 something a minute ago.
He probably gambled and won a couple times.
Wow.
Great part of poker.
Way to go, Lego.
Yeah.
It is interesting
Playing
to
that
see
point system.
how many people are going to find their way over here in the next 7 minutes before we get cards in the air. And we had originally, Lego says, busted, head home, stupid situation.
Oh.
We had originally talked about playing 2 hours, on break, switching tables out, and then playing another 2 hours. But we discussed it and said, with this situation, playing levels 5, 6, 7, 8, there's a lot of bust outs and a lot of people re-entering. You really don't need to switch the whole table because the dynamic is like 4 of these people were at the table 2 hours ago. It has been switching.
Sure. Yeah, you get some
ha-
new blood in
yeah.
there, and we also have some players that I think draw interest too. I mean, a lot of folks follow Dan Lowry in regards to his chase for WSOP rings. He's
Yes.
in with,
Yep.
Ari and Maurice.
Yeah.
Very,
Where's
very
Reichert?
controversial
Yeah,
figure.
Josh Reichert's in that mix.
Josh Reichert is in that mix as well.
He's but I think I think when they were all like 13 together, and then he didn't get 7 more like these other guys did. Maurice is at like what 22?
I thought it was 23 now.
Is it 23
I'd have to
now?
look it up. I don't follow that quite as much as some of the folks that are out there on poker.
These guys are so lucky.
But I mean, all of them are crushers. To know that one individual has won that many rings, and it's not one, but there's
Yeah,
3, 4, 5 guys out there that have won that many. It's an impressive feat.
yeah, it definitely is.
Dan just actually had some success over in Tulsa, there at that circuit, and then went out to Las Vegas and found some money there as well.
I
So
saw that.
he's been on a nice little run this last week or two.
I pulled up his Hendon mob and was going through it. He's had a good run.
Don't pull up my Hendon mob. It's not worth looking at.
You got a ring though.
I do have a ring. I
Nice.
So
found a six max ring in New Orleans.
we were talking about that. If you combine your ring and Daniel's rings and all of my rings together, we'd have 21
There you go.
combined.
Actually, more than that, because you did not add in Dan's RunGood rings. You only added in his
Oh, we were
WSOP
only talking
rings.
WSOP rings.
He's got because I don't
Oh,
have any
there's a lot of
WSOP
those.
rings. I just have one ring from RunGood.
Got it.
I've got a belt from a couple other places and different things. But
Super fun.
yeah.
We have trophies with this event, or just rings?
Rings. We have rings, and the rings.
Not just rings, but
The
we
rings
have
this
rings.
season are over the top,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous. The ring I won was last season's, which was still nice.
Nice. It was okay. It was-
But the ring this season is just over the top nice, and we even have a differential ring. The rings for all of our ring events are the same but beautiful, And then our main event ring is slightly different. It's got a silver cast to it instead of that black cast to it to make it a little bit more differential, being that you went so far as to win the main event and not just a Run Good ring event.
Yeah, just a run good event.
Just a run.
And is there a classification or a difference in the closed event, like the industry event, the ladies event, the seniors event, or are those just considered events?
That's a great question. The answer is yes and no. From our Player of the Year points, those events do not count for Player of the Year.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Got
If you
it.
win a ladies event, you win a seniors event, they don't count for points for a Player of the Year, but they do count towards your ring total. So if you go on our Run Good Rewards app, you can look up who has the most rings, who has the most cashes, who has the largest number of cashes. You'll find Dan's name and Preston and some others in there as well, some of the Hinkle brothers and so forth. But the actual tournaments themselves, those closed tournaments as we're talking about,
right.
good for rings, not good for Player of the Year points.
I got it. The last Run Good event I played was when I was with you in Downstream
I remember that.
a month before the pandemic shut
Yeah.
everything down.
I think it was even less. I think it was like a week.
It might have been a
before
week.
the
Yeah, it
pandemic.
might have been a week. It might have been like the first week of March that we were there.
Yep.
And I flew home, and a week later, the country shut down.
Yeah, because I left Downstream in Joplin, where we were for that Run Good event, and I went to Tunica, Mississippi, and was there for the week and left. And a day and a half later,
They canceled everything.
yeah, everything shut down. Pearl River was running at the time, and they canceled Pearl River after 2 days.
All right.
So-
We're ready to get these cards in the air. Let's go ahead and transition out of here. Perfect. We have a new dealer for the next 2 hours. This is Alyssa.
She's a rock star.
She is. Do you know her from the lodge or from somewhere else?
I actually know her from the WSOP.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she was a dealer out there, and super, super amazing young lady. Great in the box, handles the table well, very friendly. So yeah, they've got a great dealer in her.
We hired her Monday as a temporary dealer because we needed more dealers for this event,
Sure.
and so we brought her in here. While we're waiting for that, let's check out these stack sizes. We got Daniel up at the top with 142,000 chips. And then they started the hand, and so we don't get to see the rest of it till after the hand.
Dan is tough when he has that many chips. So
Yeah, he's tough regardless, but you give him triple the next guy, and he's going to be really hard to beat.
yeah.
Wade final tabled yesterday.
He not only final tabled, Wade actually won last night.
He
has
won
a-
last night?
He did. He
Oh, he
won
did.
the Run Good ring last night, so that was
So
stellar
you're
to see.
telling me he final tabled the industry event, and then he went to the $250 double green chip bounty, and he won that?
Actually, I may be off on
Wade
that.
is on the 1 seat.
No, it is not Wade. It's
Okay.
Caleb in the 2 seat. that
Caleb's
won.
in the
I
2 seat. That guy's a
apologize.
stud
Did.
also.
Caleb. It was not Wade. Caleb won last night and did a fantastic job. He was thrilled to have it. The ring looked great on him, and as always, we take final,
Yep.
winning photos, and our photographers just do some amazing photos.
Wow.
That's fun.
Yeah, Wade final tabled the industry,
Yes.
and then Caleb won the ring last night.
And we streamed the industry event. We did not stream the double green chip bounty event.
He mentioned that, so that he was happy to have the ring, but he would have been loved to have won it on live stream.
Yeah, he gets enough live stream action from the cash games that he plays here.
He does. He actually
Great kid. I like him.
got to talk to him a little bit last night, get to know him a little better. He actually plays for a living, and is loving this event. Happy to have the opportunity for everyone good in town. We're happy to be here.
Oh, the
we're
take chances shirt.
Glad
That's
to have
Caleb.
you.
Wade's gonna let it go. Looks like back around
Bart
to Bart.
won't let it go.
Not with those cards. I
Not
think
with
he's
ace
gonna.
jack.
Yeah. It's gonna take a big bet to get him to let that go. Dan's gonna wait in a suited connector, see if he can find something on the flop, especially with his stack size. It makes a lot of sense. Heads up. Let's see what we get.
So this is a super slippery felt.
Oh.
It's gonna take a couple of hands for Elisa to get used to it. From
That's-
Bart likes
spreading that.
that.
Yeah, top 2. Dan's got the 9, so he's gonna put a little piece in, but
He needs an 8 or a 9. 8 for a straight, 9 for trips.
not there. I think Dan's gonna be smart enough to let this
Yeah.
go. He's really good at reading that, sniffing that out. But
Especially Bart, who hasn't played very many hands. Bart's normally a really aggressive player, but if we check out this stat, sitting in seed 3 with 43,000 chips, came in with 30,000 starting stack, so he's up 13K cumulative, only a 25% VPIP, so he's only playing about 1 out of every 4 hands, and only 1 out of 10 is he raising with those hands. So with that statistic, it's pretty easy to make a fold.
yeah, it's a relatively tight range, and with the ace and the jack on the board, you have to figure he's got at least one, if not both of those. Pocket pair is probably going to be good over Dan's 9 as well in most cases.
Nate has ace king.
Big slick. Let's see what he's going to do with that.
Caleb raised at 3,500. He's going to 3-bet to 11,000. I don't think Caleb likes it anymore.
It's a
Blinds are-
smart play to keep him out of trouble.
Yeah,
So-
1,000, 1,500.
And I do feel for these dealers, she's doing a great job. The RFID cards are a little thicker. If you've ever shuffled them, it's sort of like shuffling credit cards versus actual playing cards. And it can be tougher, and she's still doing a great job with it.
Yep. There,
Oh.
Bart wakes up with another good hand under the gun. Let's make it about, what do you think, 3,500? He makes it 4,000.
4K with the Cowboys.
Oh, Mike D. They brought in a new guy. Didn't tell him the no cell phone rules. He's like, okay, I'll get rid of it. Didn't know.
Polite
Sorry.
about it. Eddie's taking care of that.
Hondro.
Makes the call with ace jack.
See if the ace magnets of Bart bring a ace on this flop, put him in a tough spot.
Mike's going to go set mining with pocket eights. Oh, and Weed's going to have pocket tens.
We're going to see some fireworks on this
This is
flop.
going to be a big one. Yeah.
Somebody's going to hit a piece of this strong.
I mean, Wade doesn't want to go 5-handed with pocket tens. No, he does
No.
call. Interesting.
I don't hate that call there, actually. Given the action that's taking
Yeah.
place.
I told you this is a rough one.
Those cards are thick.
So that's a good flop for Mike.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a set mining. Wade and Bart both have a 9% chance of hitting a larger full house.
Slow plays it. Elects to slow play.
So Wade's going to lead out with pocket tens.
Don't see Bart going anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Handler's
that
gonna
makes
fold.
sense. And
Now-
now we're going to think we're going to see a raise here.
29,000 in the pot. It's 5K to call.
No.
Wow.
He just flats. He's really
He's
trying to
hoping
reel him
somebody's
in.
on a flush draw and gets. Oh, just quads.
Yeah.
Just quads. 34,000 in the pot. That's a SPR of 1 for Mike. So he can bet chunky, make it look bluffy. Tens might call and kings might call.
Wade's in.
And Bart's like, what's going on?
I think he's going to find a way to get rid of this as much as he doesn't want
Yeah.
to, given what's going on.
It's only 15K. Like,
Oh,
did you
it's-
call with a 6 or an 8? There's 64 out there. It's 15K. He is gonna
He
let
does,
it go.
yeah.
Amazing. He had some live reads. He looked over at Mike and went, "Never mind."
Yeah, the Quadzilla comes out, and that's going to take the pot easy.
All right, this is the RunGood Poker News PowerStack $360 event, 100,000 guarantee flight 1B Part 2. Level 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to be here for 2 hours in the booth watching these players. And then they'll probably play for another hour post-stream to get down to their final 16.
Mike's pizza looks really good.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Pizza's
does.
good.
I have to say, I travel a lot. I go to a lot of different casinos and poker rooms, and the food here is absolutely amazing.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah,
I
just
couldn't get over the menu. It was so hard to choose something.
the tomahawk steak is to die for. It's just over the top good here.
Wow.
And the grilled cheese sandwich is pretty good.
Well, there you go. Those two, they compare easily.
Wade with pocket tens again. He
Hopefully,
lost
I have
it.
a better result with them this time.
Hey, he's up against Bart with ace jack, though. This time he did 3-bet at the 10K, only having one player in instead of 4.
I'm interested for the viewers out there on the last hand when he had the pocket eights and flopped the boat. And he tried slow play it on the flop and then slow play it on the turn. Let us know what you think. Do you think he missed out on the turn? He definitely should have put in a raise there or not?
I see his thought process where there's a flush draw out there and he's hoping somebody has a flush so he can get it all.
There's still a possibility if your price is right, you can get some of that in and still build a pot.
Yeah.
Quiet table, surprisingly.
It really is. That's, it's 10 o'clock at night, though. Some of the people have been playing all day. I saw some people who were in 1A, in 1B, whether they didn't find a bag or they're trying to multi-bag. I don't know. But there's a lot of familiar faces in both flights.
I do agree that pizza's looking better and better by the minute. I'll let you notice that. I can't stop saying it.
It's really nice. I mean, the room, I'm looking at the room that they're in. The
The live stream
table
room
yeah.
is phenomenal.
So pretty. Now, this place is way better than I expected it to be.
I hear that a lot.
It's really nice.
All right, we're going to see a flop on this one. Mike has the other Mike dominated here.
There's an
They both miss.
The most aggressive player
Mike B.
should take it down. I think Mike's going to probably win this hand,
No, I bet Mike, yeah.
unless Mike
I
bets
agree.
more. And then
Check
Michael
all the way through. Now the jack's been hit. That's going to change things a little bit. He can't not put some money. Yeah, there you go.
And I was right. Mike's going to win.
You're right. Called it.
Don't see him
That's why
having
you're
a
in
much
here.
of a call here. Even if he feels like he's trying to steal it, I don't think he's got much of a call at all. He's just getting a little TV time and regretting he maybe didn't try something on the turn. Besides, you got the pizza waiting. Don't you want to get rid of those
Yeah,
cards
eat
and go
the
get your... There you
pizza.
go. Now go get a bite.
Shows the jack. Did you want some sushi, Mike?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much.
$8. It's on sale today.
What a bargain.
If you're interested in some sushi and you are in the club, order the Reverie Sushi Roll. Half price today, $8.
Now Mike's getting the good thought. Eat that pizza. There you go.
You got to get it when it's in that sweet spot. Not too hot, but it hasn't cooled off enough to...
Cheese is still melty,
Yeah,
gooey.
doesn't burn your mouth.
He raises with his ducks up to 3K. Big slicks right there. No, that's. There's the raise. 8 to go. Clear out the riffraff now. Give it to everybody else.
Lego in the chat says it should make you proud at how all of these traveling industry people are raving about the room. It really is a beautiful room, and yes, it's.
Oh, look
s-
at that. He just spiked his set of ducks. Now he just has to hope that turn doesn't help. They're checking. He's slow playing it again, hoping something happens. He's going to miss out on a bet there. But,
And Mike's going, man,
Yeah.
2 hands in a row. I can't get anything going.
yeah. Better hand this time than last time, but that is not his board. Once again, he looks like he's contemplating the call, although I don't see it there. If he's thinking maybe he can raise it out, no, yeah,
No, he
smart
lets it
move.
go.
That would be a bad time to do so. Now we're starting to get some smiles, a little bit of chat.
Now, remember, if you are in the chat, you found us on the new stream, go ahead and throw that thumbs up button on there. Share it with your friends because they were still looking at the old stream probably.
Pocket tens have been hot on this table. They're out here again. David's
Yeah,
got
they
them this time. Let's raise it up to 4K. 6 is for Mike D. A little bit of position. Yeah, he's got a. There you go. Three-way. Nate likes the king deuce suited. Ace 5, ace board. It's going to slow things down.
Well, with 2 aces being on the board, it's less likely your opponent has one. I think David's going to continue for probably 7 or 8,000.
Comes out with 3,500.
I was way off.
We're down to two-way. Nate's going to get rid of that king deuce that has nothing going for him. 9, no help to either. A little closer for you this time, Eric. He's got it up to 7,500 on this one. He's going to lead out on this on the turn, and that's going to take it down there. Bart does not look like he's a happy camper there. A little frustrated. Hasn't seen a lot of cards. Finally gets those kings.
Yeah, it didn't go his way.
No. The other Mike ended up down at the other end of the table with quad eights. That was not good for him. He's got to be frustrated to be card dead. Finally get it, and he just can't make it work.
Yeah, that looks good.
I did not know I was a hand model. I reached over to get a piece of pizza, and she said, "Not yet. I need to take a picture." And she's like, "Wait, that's actually pretty good."
It's a great looking picture.
Well, there you go.
The cheese pull was sublime.
Welcome back, Stephanie. We appreciate it. Glad you finally figured it out.
Glad you found us. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The software just crashed in a perfect spot. I couldn't have planned it better. Right at the break.
I'll 3-bet to 16 with those 9s. Nate.
Andrew rightfully
Bye,
lets it go.
Hunter.
Wow.
Caleb can't do it. Okay, Nate.
Looks like we have a ninth player at the table. Did they just add somebody?
Do we have a stack?
I just saw the board across the top just get bigger, but I think we were full spread, so I'm not sure what's going on.
I wonder if we didn't get our 4 seed added in from earlier. Tournament play here, so drastically different than the live stream we had 2 days ago.
Oh, that
Cash
was a
game where
fun
they-
game. 10-25.
They could not
5K
wait to
buy-in.
get their money into the middle.
No, those guys were mucho loco.
A lot of fun though. They had a great time at the table.
Yeah, a lot of. It's fun to watch.
Check, check, as both of them missed.
Mike gets a gut shot. He needs a 5 to
got
make
a
a
7.
straight or a live 8 to beat Handro's 7. A 6 won't do it. It's hard to win
It's
with
hard.
3 pair though.
Andrew, I guess, is going to check for showdown value.
Yeah, and Mike just gives up.
Do love having this live stream here. It's so nice that players can come out, play some tournament, and actually get a little TV time, so to speak. Let mom, your friends, grandma, let everyone know. Come watch it for a little bit.
That's kind of nerve-wracking.
A little bit. Your buddies that you play with on the kitchen table back home now get to see what you've actually been playing. And
Yeah.
he's been bluffing me all along. Look how terrible those cards are that he's playing.
Yeah, that's what we were saying in this morning's live stream, Flight 1A. There's a lady on there who was so aggressive, and everybody in the chat's like, I never knew she was like this. I always thought she had it.
That's
Dan in
funny.
position tried to raise it up to 4K, and the 5's behind him made a call.
Mm-hmm.
Trey's came along, and Nate with his queen jack. Dan, ever present, is going to continue the pressure.
Yeah, when it checks to him, he's going to fire out a bet. I think 5s and trays both fold.
The 9K seems good against the the queen jack. Yeah, did Handro or Mike have those?
Hondro.
Nope, Mike
Hondro
said-
had
Handro
a
did.
3.
Mike's got the 5s.
Mike
There we
said
go.
good bet. He's going to let it go.
Yep, and it stands. It's again, it just shows what we always hear, which is aggression is winning poker. Yeah, Dan with a 4-2 offsuit and
And
2 strong bets takes that down.
This is a hand I want to show people when they say, "Oh my God, he's so lucky." Yep, super lucky.
There was nothing with luck about that. That was 100% understanding poker and how to play aggressively. Worst hand at the table takes it down in position. Bart's finally found something he might want to do something with. No, he's going to
No.
let it go. What is his VPIP now?
Oh,
A lot of times when you're frustrated with no cards, the discipline can slip, and you're playing something like that, an ace-5 suited there.
so he was at 25%. He's down to 22%.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, let's just run through these really quickly. Mike up at the top with 47%. Daniel 42%. A couple in the 30s and a bunch of the 20s. Mike and Bart down at the bottom. Now Mike's VPIP is a little bit skewed because he hasn't been here for 65 hands like the other ones have, so he's got a smaller sample size to judge from. So, you know, if you play 3 hands out of 5, you've got a 60% VPIP all of a sudden. Extrapolate that over 20 hands, and you're not playing that many hands, and you get a realistic VPIP. The software won't even show you the VPIP until you hit 20 hands, and then it becomes a little bit more relevant. But even a full 4 hours, 100 hands later, that's still a small sample size of 100 hands.
Unfortunately, that's the difficult with poker is that we look and talk statistics and use it to get the best information in a game of incomplete information, but the sample sizes we're using are actually quite small.
Exactly.
And the margin for error is dramatic, especially with the ability of players to be able to adjust and make changes.
That's why I get a kick out of the players. I was talking about this earlier, who don't want to play on the live stream because they don't want people to know how they play. I say, in a 4-hour session, when you play 100 hands, if your VPIP is 20, if you're playing, you know, 1 hand out of 5, if they can get a read on you from playing that 1 hand or 2 hands in orbit, you need to change your game up a little bit. You're just not that good at poker.
Caleb with his suited connectors hits 2 spades to help out. Dan hits his ace. I don't think he's going to let him see it cheap. Oh, no. 5K. Does Caleb want to gamble? Here's the question.
Daniel's
Cuts
slipped
out a raise.
Yeah, he's slipped a little bit. He's lost 20K. He was over 150 going into break. Now he's down to 120.
Dan calls, hits top 2. That's going to change things right there. I don't see Dan folding. Yeah, he calls.
No, that's a snap call. Caleb has 8 outs. We can see 3 of them have been folded. So that 18% is more like 10. Lego in the chat says, what's his software called? It's Poker GFX. That my friend from Australia just sold it last year to PokerGo. And Daniel eliminates Caleb. Registration is over. We will see him tomorrow for Flight 1C. And Daniel's back up over 200K like he belongs.
222.
Corey Clayton in the chat. Caleb! Exclamation point. It is not RF. RF is the competitor live stream table. We are at level 9. 4 minutes left.
Well, I'm sure, as you said, Caleb will be back tomorrow to play. He's the real deal. He's not willing to give up.
No,
and
for sure, for sure.
He'll be firing the next flight.
Did they chop it last night? Dory got 4th place and thought they had an ICM deal after she busted, but she wasn't sure. So I don't know if it was an even chop. Actually, I got a phone right here that can tell me. Never mind. Never mind.
He said
Let me
Caleb
just-
won.
Caleb won.
Well, Caleb probably had the most chips if they had an ICM deal, if he did win. But Dory was just saying that she thought they chopped after she busted.
Yeah, that's one thing. Daniel doesn't chop.
I don't chop.
Don't
Well,
chop. You
It
don't
was
go that far
interesting.
to
I was
chop.
at the industry event we had. The
Yes.
young lady that ended up winning it all, when she got 3-handed, says she chops all the time. So her short-handed play is not good because she chops so much.
Satika.
That's a consideration. Satika, yeah. Tika was saying that I chop all the time, so I never get to play 3-handed, and puts her at a disadvantage, which is a consideration before players do consider to chop. That if you're looking to take down a big one, having that short-handed play experience is hard to get, and if you can get it, take advantage of it.
That's
Keep that in
exactly what
mind.
Daniel told me.
So Caleb ends up with 4,600 last night. Second place was 3,000. Third place was 2,000, and Dory took 1,500 in 4th place. So that
I don't think that's a chop. I see him
that
chop.
I was going to say that doesn't look like a chop.
Yeah,
That,
I'm pretty sure he won it outright.
that. So maybe they talked about a chop, but the situation was after Dory busted, they went, it doesn't make sense to chop. I don't know. She just thought that they chopped after she busted. So Mike, who was never behind on this hand, picks up a 22,000 chip pot.
And Bart down under at 27K, under the 20 big blind marks. Gotta start considering widening that range a little bit, being more aggressive with wanting to find something. You can't just blind out.
I'm curious as to Wade's stats.
VPIP at 21.
Yep, VPIP at 21, pre-flop
Gosh darn
raising
it.
of 14.
And the small blind, he's going to come along with that 6-5. It is unsuited. But as we just talked about, he maybe think he can get a bit of a price there. See a hand.
Yeah.
3 diamonds.
What
Does hit
is,
5 top pair.
Mike is the only player who has a diamond in his hand.
The other might hit the 4. Ace King, the best hand there, really got the worst part of that on the flop. Although he does have a gutter to a wheel.
Yeah, that won't do him any good because Bart's got the 6.
Well, he doesn't know that. Now he's hit his ace. That
Oh.
changes things. Not power poker we're
No,
seeing there.
scary board.
That's going to help Bart
Poor
right
Bart.
there. Bart's going to feel pretty confident now.
16K pot. Dumas looking around like I would have won this on the turn, you guys. Nate's wondering if his ace is any good. 2 pair with the best kicker. For
Yeah,
5K, you've got to call that.
there it is. Little value for Bart.
Easy fold for Mike and Wade. And Bart's going to show trip 5s. A little subliminal message. I'll bet 5,000 when that 5 hits.
Bart stack up to 45K. Not quite a double up, but a big move for him from 18 big blinds up to 30.
Yeah, it definitely helps. So
Yeah.
check out these stack sizes. If you're over 100 big blinds, it does not tell you how many big blinds you have.
Okay.
So Daniel with triple second place. He's doing all right.
Gus, if you're in the chat out there, say hello. Shout out to you, buddy. Watching your dad play.
He was chatting earlier
He was.
to Julianne Law. Wade makes it 4,500. Daniel calls with an ace.
Marriage and Club shows up on the flop.
Daniel looks at him, decides now is not the time to make a stand. Lets him go. Nice little chip trick from Bart in the 3 seat. I don't know if you saw him rolling his chip out there and having to come back, putting a little English on it, as the pool players say. As many as 16 will beg.
Very good.
My man,
There
YT,
he is.
Gus says, hey, Murph.
Gus, how you doing, buddy? Miss you, pal. Can't wait to see you.
We've got the 8131 photographer in the background, snapping pics.
They are here all week.
Love
And
it.
if you come in and play and you do not see a photo of yourself, feel free to ask them. They'll be happy to make sure they get a shot of you and post it in there. They're very friendly about that.
So I was talking about it earlier, and his camera makes my face look fat.
There's a lot of money in that camera. A lot of money.
I was going through the pictures this morning.
I thought that when he was taking photos of me and found out it wasn't the camera.
This is an interesting hand. We got ace 10 against ace 10 against ace 6. Daniel 3-bets it to 15K. He's up against Wade again. He just lost a little one to Wade. So this is round 2.
And we see lots of weird over-checking, but I call that the live stream effect. I guess for some folks it's true. They do change the way they play, knowing that
Oh, wow.
what they've got can change. Wow, yeah, look at that.
Wade's not going to be pushed around. He's got the ace 10 suited, and he says, I'm going to bet everything.
Dan correctly steps aside.
Yep.
I think some of these folks, I mean, for instance, I'm confident Dan's not changing the way he plays, regardless whether he's on the live stream or not. It's a good question. But how many other folks out here of that same mindset, or are they self-conscious and bothered by the fact that their play will be viewed and their cards will be known?
Right. So when I was traveling around the country with MSPT from 2012 till the pandemic in 2020,
Never heard of them.
no, they're a pretty big deal.
Just joking, my friend. I
They're
love
more up
Jeremy.
north. I am amazed at how many people in Texas have never heard of them. It's crazy.
Now, Jeremy's a great guy. I love Jeremy to death. Good friend of mine. Would do anything for him.
But I would notice that for the first probably 15 to 20 minutes, it would be really tight and conservative play as people were getting used to I'm on TV, people can see me, I don't want to look stupid. And then they forget the camera's on, and then they start playing again. So it takes about that first orbit before they start actually playing normal poker.
Dan with the double gutter there. Nate not going away. Andro as well. We see 3 to the turn.
Nate jumps out ahead with that 8.
River's another ace. It's gonna.
That's good for Nate. Less likely somebody has an ace. It'll make him more confident to call or bet.
And he's going to. He's cutting chips out now. Declares it before he tosses it.
I like that.
Andro's clearly letting it go. I don't see Dan calling here. I think he's debating if he can find a way to steal this from him.
Well, he'd never call playing the board. Right.
Now, Eric, it's not nice for you when I state the obvious for you to point that out.
I thought I missed something. I had to check.
No.
I'm like, he's not going to call here.
I served you up a softball. You took
Right.
advantage of it. I appreciate it.
He could definitely raise. So will he fold if I raise? That's what I mean. Years ago, I was playing with some guys, and I said I can't call here, and he said, "Have you ever asked yourself, will he fold if I bet?" And I went, "Oh shit, that's a great question. Will he fold if I bet? I can't win if I don't bet." There's Law.
There she is.
Hey. So 15 minutes ago, she was upstairs. We've got another hour on stream, Law, if you want to join us. That is the nice thing about this physical room. It's about 10 times bigger than the closet I'm normally in. When I used to put in live stream stuff, they'd like be in a little, have to move the mops out of the way. But the guys behind this room put a lot of money into it. Super excited about it.
Tulsa in the house. Shout out to Tulsa. Happy to have you here in the live stream.
So we got about half of our viewers back after the crash. We're up to 60 right now.
Not sure if Mike is fretting or cleaning his teeth following the pizza there. He making some interesting expressions on his face as he contemplated what he was doing.
He might have had some pepperoni stuck up in there.
Never know.
Mike D in the glasses. How do you feel? What's your stance on glasses?
I don't have a problem if anybody wants to wear them. I occasionally have. My biggest problem with sunglasses, if I wear them, is that it makes it so dark that I can't see the board and other players well. So I prefer not to wear them, and if I do, I have some red sunglasses that still lets me see the table well without making it darker. It just shades it a little bit. So I have some red sunglasses I wear occasionally, but usually I'm just a hat and hoodie type of guy.
Hat and
Is
hoodie.
Blue Shark
H&H.
Optics still a thing?
They are still out there, Blue Shark, but
It was really big in like 2012, 2013. They were really big. And I just haven't seen much of it recently. I mean, like, it's been a while.
and I'm not the one to follow a lot of glasses. I have a terrible habit of losing them, so I find by paying a lot of money, it's just
Yeah, no.
I might
Yeah,
as well
no.
just hand somebody $200.
I buy these by the case.
I always have them on my head, and then
Yeah.
I'll hit my head on something and crack the
Yeah.
glasses. Yeah, I can't spend a lot on them anymore.
Brad in the chat says Bart's going to get on a heater.
There you go.
Bart, like Dan, just finds a way to win. Robert has no fear unless it's too bright. I had the Chris Moneymaker Blue Shark Optics, and I had the Jonathan Little Blue Shark Optics. I probably still have them somewhere.
Yeah, I have the gas station $9.99 specials typically, but the red ones I did buy online. They were actually $30.
Ooh, you splurged.
Yeah, I did. And I
Wow.
have not lost them yet. Knock on wood, wherever I can find some. There's
So-
the ace. Wade checks it though. Dan checks back.
Well, two pairs pretty strong. He's going to look weak and hope that Daniel will call on the river, which he does.
Yeah, it sure slowed down after registration closed.
When you don't have that option to re-enter, you got to like tighten up your range a little bit.
It is amazing how between the blind levels and the fact there's no more reg, people do adjust their game.
Yeah, where we were seeing people shove it in that last level, they've definitely gotten more conservative.
It looks like Robert says, I stopped wearing them because I have no fear. Good for you, Robert. Unless it's too bright, which I understand as well.
Fearless Robert.
Here we go. So,
That doesn't look like you,
no,
Eric.
2019, I'm just pulling up some old pictures. There's a gas station that had all of their sunglasses on sale for like $3. So I bought like the whole rack. Got home and my 9-year-old was modeling them
all
for
of them.
me. I had to scroll back to find them. That was a fun
That's
gas station
funny.
trip. You know, because like you, I buy, cheap sunglasses, $10 sunglasses because I break them, lose them, scratch them up.
Yeah, that's my concern. Is if I could hold on to them, I'd buy better glasses.
Yeah, I know me.
Wow,
better
that
than
6 comes. There's the
Oh,
straight for
wow.
Dan.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Mike has no part of it, and he's not the guy to try to bluff right now, to start bluffing, so. What other stats do we want to see? Cumulative is kind of you know,
Do you have the steal on here by chance? I see you got pre-flop.
I don't have steal. I
Don't
do have.
steal.
I have VPIP, voluntarily putting money
Right.
in pre-flop,
Right, aggressive.
and we're gonna have to wait for this hand to finish to grab the rest of them. Daniel is up at the top now after Mike had a few more hands to level out his range.
Well, I think as we saw in the chat, there's been a lot more checking in small ball,
Yeah.
and that's a great opportunity for Dan's game to be able to be aggressive, especially in position, and take advantage of that.
Robert in the chat says he feels like this is a cheat sheet watching Dan play. Take notes.
All right, 2 of them going to the flop. Wade hits his duck. There's 2 overs for him to go. He's going to lead at it. We'll see bet. Call. Oh, no, raise.
The check raise is typically pretty strong. Now
think
Mike should
Mike's-
just lead out at it.
Yeah, especially with
15K, half pot. Oh, he checks again.
that's
What do you do when a player check raises you and then checks again?
Oh, that's gonna ice this right here. And Wade now has to ask, with that other queen, is it less likely he has it? Is he
is
still betting
yeah.
it? Is there any chance that my duck to go with these pair of queens is good?
Is he gonna hero call this? He
don't-
put in. Mike has 14K behind. This is a 50K pot.
I think he's trying to figure out the action that went through, but I don't see him making a call here.
I mean,
Go ahead and prove me wrong, Wade.
it's a weird scenario. Why didn't he just rip the turn?
Yeah,
With
the check on the turn,
35K.
but he does find the fold, which is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, that was weird. Mike put in over half his stack on that river bet.
Which, if he had the queen, could potentially make sense with his short stack.
Yeah. We are about halfway through this second live stream. Thanks for joining us. The people that found us.
Amazing. We're in Dallas, and they ended up on the Cowboys. Who would have guessed that was going to take place?
America's team. Julie's shaking her head.
Oh,
No. Who do you like?
I don't like the footballs anymore.
You don't like the footballs?
Mm-mm.
Do you like the pokers?
I like poker, yeah.
Daniel outflops Wade.
I gave up sports in the divorce. He got the sports.
I tell people the last time I watched a football game, I cared about the
Oh, wow. Open-ended
open-ended for
now.
Wade. Culpepper was throwing passes to Randy Moss.
And the 9.
Oh, he
that's
gets
like
it.
so
Runner,
straight.
runner, back door straight.
Dan's going to lead out, obviously.
Yes.
He's got top pair.
What do you do if you're Wade? Do you... Daniel bet 8,000. There's 35 in the pot. Do you make it like bluffy, like go like 30,000, or do you just make it a call me bet like 20,000, 40,000? I mean,
Raised to
all that
35.
makes it chunky.
Dan's going to call that. I see the bad news.
Yeah. Runner,
I like
runner.
called.
Nothing funner. Robert says RunGood started in Tulsa. Correct me if I'm wrong.
While they are headquartered in Tulsa, that is correct. I believe the first RunGood Poker Series ever was
I was
in
gonna say
Joplin, Missouri. Yeah,
downstream.
downstream, yeah.
I remember that.
They are headquartered in Tulsa, and they do a lot of series there at the Hard Rock in Tulsa. But I do believe that Downstream was the first one ever.
Yep. I remember having a MSPT event in Downstream in 2013 when I first met Tana, when RunGood was an apparel company, and MSPT told Downstream it doesn't make sense to have us come down here from Minnesota because we don't bring a bunch of people to Oklahoma. And Tana said, well, I like these events. Maybe I'll just start my own tour.
Yeah. He people say he started an apparel company. I always say he started a dream and just built it from there. And it
Yeah.
happened to be, well, he was selling T-shirts and hats at the time he was having the dream.
Love it.
And he's built an amazing thing. As I always say, I think the best part is that he tries to keep fun in poker still. And
Yeah.
I think if we've done anything to our dismay of this wonderful game is that we've sterilized it a little bit and taken some of the fun out. So I'm happy to see that RunGood's still trying to keep that in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a little biased, of course, but
Me too. I do like the pirate game we were playing in Downstream, I think it was, in a week before the pandemic,
yeah,
when we had two teams and the winners, the losers had to wear pirate outfits on day 2.
they did.
That's fun.
And they all participated.
It
I
was
credit
good.
them for
It
that.
was
It was a good
good.
time. That was actually the same series that they did a dress-up day for the Ambassador Bounty. And Dan, to my complete delight, dressed up as Jackie Moon and came in dressed up as Jackie Moon. If you haven't seen that movie, go check it out. Jackie Moon was quite the character. Will Ferrell.
Oh.
He came in full wig and everything.
Oh, the basketball.
Yeah.
Daniel
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
Nate get it all in. Daniel has
Oh, Daniel.
middle pair. Nate's got an over pair. Needs a 4 or a 7. Just a
Just a
7, I
good
guess.
7,
Never
yeah.
mind. That 9 on the turn eliminated his 4 as an out.
Dan's still alive, but that's going to take a chunk of his stack.
Stupid game.
Nate's getting a true double up.
Yeah, back down to 137,000. Oh no, he was at 137. Down to 60,000 now.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.
We now see Wade and Nate with some big chips. Wade with 149 and Nate at 159.
Bart and Mike down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And Nate and Wade up at the top.
Bart spun that up to 30K and has been very protective of it. Down to about 20 again. He's getting close to where he'll have to start opening up again pretty soon to try to find a place to get some chips back. Dan does not play the 4-deuce this time. He had that bigger stack. He elected to play that 4-deuce in position and he actually won the pot with it with some aggressive nature. Robert's saying he cashed in the downstream tournament this month, made final table. Vehicle broke down, still made the money. We and RunGood will be going to downstream the first week of April, so just a couple weeks away. We will be back there in Joplin, Missouri, just outside of Joplin, Missouri, downstream for our event.
Oh, the pirates.
There's the pirate. That's Preston McEwen in that picture. He's showing you dressed up as a pirate.
I was on the winning team. But yeah, we've got I bagged 207,000 in 1C. I'm just looking through my notes now, or through my pictures from that event. and it was March 1st, 2020.
Wow.
Good times.
Very much so. We'd actually come, if I remember correctly, from St. Louis.
Yes,
At
yes.
a Heartland Poker Tour.
We had a HPT tour in
Yeah.
St. Louis. The first place I had to have 2 badges to work. And then I called an audible instead of flying home, rode with you
You did.
to Tulsa so I could talk to Tana.
No, you rode to Joplin.
I mean, that's what I meant.
yeah,
That's
rode
what
to
I meant.
Joplin, but yeah.
To Joplin, yeah.
That's exactly right. You were not supposed to be coming, and last minute made the decision. We road tripped over there together.
We had breakfast and talked about live streaming Run Good events, and then a week later, 2 weeks later, the whole world shut down, and that kind of just went
Yes.
away.
Remember, we played credit card roulette for that breakfast.
I probably lost.
You did, actually, as a matter of fact. I was not going to needle you with that, but
We can
I-
go back
I
and look at
appreciate. I
Thanks
still,
for
to
the
this day, appreciate the breakfast. Exactly.
We can go back and look at the video. I posted everything. I've gotten much better at credit card roulette down here in Dallas.
Good for you.
It's like, if you follow me on the socials, I think I'm like running like 95% win rate. And my friend Eddie, he's probably at about a 90% loss rate. I love going out with him because I never pay.
God bless Eddie. He's a great guy. Look at this flop. Checks.
2 pair for David now.
What is Dave going to do? This is going to be interesting. He has not played hands many times the way I thought he would.
Very unconventional.
9K.
Which is a straight half pot. Wade needs an ace or a deuce or a 7. Doesn't get there. Does bring in the front door flush.
If David prices this right, he's going to probably get a call out of Wade. Let's see what he comes out
You
with.
down bet it?
I don't know you want it to look too suspicious. 15 actually is probably not bad.
I like it.
I mean, for that pot size, let's see what Wade's going to do. Can he sniff this out and realize it's no good? No.
No, he's
No.
going to
Yeah.
go.
He's going to pay David off for that little bit.
I'm paying him off here. If I don't put him on a flush,
Yeah. It's not a terrible call.
he's like,
there.
oh, you still win. You don't have a flush. I was right, but you still win.
Exactly.
I've done that before. I'm like, well, an ace beats me, and they show me like a straight. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that beats me too.
But I will say, in David's position, I probably do the same thing. But that right there, that is some winning poker. If you can find a way not to make that 15K call in tournament
Right.
and keep those chips, it's huge.
Penny saved is a
But-
penny earned.
Very, very difficult sometimes with the equity he could potentially have there and what's out there. It can be tough.
Some people like bluffing. They just it gives them some endorphins or some to whatever that word is. They just like bluffing. I like hero calling and being right. I like calling with like
Oh,
king
yeah.
high and being right.
Every time I bluff, I only bluff into the nuts.
Yeah.
That's the
I think I
only
call.
time I bluff. Yeah.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
That's how it goes.
So I don't
It's
know
what
if
I
you guys,
do.
I don't know if you know this, but Lego, the last time he played at WSOP with Dan, he did take him out.
Did he?
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
So,
And he's just now saying something about it?
Yeah, he's just talking about now. That was 4 years ago, July 22 at the WSOP in Choctaw.
on an interesting note about that, and Dan was at New Orleans last September when I was there and was in that Six Max tournament, and I actually took him out when I won the ring.
Ooh.
All right.
Not at the final table, but I did take him out. He was nice enough to do the same for me in the seniors event. We got to the final table, and he took me out instead. I got it in good against him, and he still beat me.
So I'm guessing we broke a table because we are full-handed now at 9.
That would
and
be
they
the
wouldn't
case.
have balanced
No, not
to
the
make it
full.
go to 9.
Correct.
So they might go from 7 to 8, but so they must have broken outside table. So we must be at 36. Would be my guess.
Big slick David's got.
Misses the flop, but still has the best hand. He's going to fire at it.
He does.
18 in the pot. He bets a very small 3,000, like 1.5 blinds.
Keeps weight around.
Yeah,
I
for
mean, that
sure.
might be.
Bink.
Yeah, it was a smart move to Wade Bink the 9. Not so much. They both do check, though. Third club comes, the straight
Yeah.
comes. That board's very, very coordinated
Very
at this point.
wet board. Small value bet. 2,400 in the pot. Let's make it like 6. Okay,
I
he
don't
went
see
7.
David calling here.
No, it's too chunky. Not no pair. We've seen not no pair call before though.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
does
does.
call.
Look at that.
He does call.
Wow.
He's like, show me ace queen. No, that wins.
I guess you got to compliment Wade's pricing there.
Yes.
Made it too juicy for him not to call with that.
Robert also has beaten Dan.
Ooh,
Bet
that
many
was
years ago.
many years ago.
Many years ago.
When dinosaurs were roaming the
Long,
earth.
Yeah,
long
back
time
in the
ago.
day.
Great song.
I will say that in spite of me beating Dan in that 6 max, if you ever see me and Dan up against each other and you can get somebody that will bet that Dan is more likely to take me out than the other way around, that is a good bet. You should
Yeah,
take it.
my money's going on Dan,
Yeah,
I think.
smart call. My money would go on Dan there too. So.
I think it's funny that people can remember when they've knocked him out.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember anyone I've knocked out.
We don't remember how we built our bankroll, but the incredible bad beats of our life.
I
It's a
can't
whole
remember
nother story.
like who I've put out of a tournament before though.
I've had people I don't know go, oh, you called me with a 4-7 suited because it was suited. I went, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember you at all.
Yeah.
At the hand that Dan took me out of the final table of seniors there, I remember it. It was I had ace jack, he had jack 10, and I lost. We got it in pre, and I was into that.
Someone on the chat mentioned there's a senior tournament here Monday.
There is.
Is that right?
There is. Yes, if
Like,
you
like
are,
10 a.m. and on Monday.
and for seniors, if you don't know what the definition of senior is, it is 50 or older. It's much younger than you think it might be. Super seniors is 60 or older if you hear about one of those tournaments. So if you are 50 or older, come on out. It's a great tournament. Turnouts for seniors are always huge.
Yeah, they are. There's
They
so
are.
many of us geezers wanting to play some poker. I'm one of them.
Come play. We're looking forward to it.
You're going to be able to play the heaters, or the seniors
Heaters.
event in like a year, 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
That's so nice of you.
As many as 16 may beg.
Robert Harp is a super duper senior. 65. Happy birthday, Robert.
Brad said heater time. Or my boy Bart.
And Bart's back down to 16 bigs. Starts to limit choices and force him into some decisions at times that we might not normally take with a different stack.
So Gene here, we haven't seen him yet. He's bringing almost 100K to the table.
Bart folds his Dolly Parton.
What's that?
9 to 5.
Oh.
What a way to make a living.
Most hands, no matter how ridiculous they are, have some sort of name at this point.
Yes. I don't know a hand that doesn't. We went through this before. And, you know.
Somebody asked me at the, and they rightfully hit on one that I knew the name for. It was obscure. So what about the Queen 6? I'm like, that's called the Grizz.
The Grizz.
The Grizz. I was actually lucky enough to meet the guy that they named it after. He's friends of the poker room manager down in Tunica named it was Dan Lowry, and he stopped in, and Dan introduced me to the gentleman that I knew the name of the hand was the Grizz, but I did not know why. I figured it was named after somebody along those lines. And sure enough, Dan's like, this is the guy that hand's named after. And I'm like, wow. So I actually got to shake his hand and meet the guy, the Grizz.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I was putting on an event in Michigan, and I met the person. I'm blanking on the name now. It'll come to me. Give me a second. It's a book of rules. Robert's Book of Rules. I thought that was like written 100 years ago or something, but no, it's a recent guy.
Robert's Rules. Yeah.
It's like, I did not know that. That's amazing. This is Robert from and they said it, and I thought it was a joke. Like, telling me you met Mark Twain or something. That's what I associated it with. And I'm like, oh, this is a real dude.
So Mike put his fives all in.
Presto, they like to call that if you spike it.
Dan fold. What you gonna do, Mike?
If you ever read Phil's Little Green Book, he talks about the pocket fives that in his home game they used to use. They called it Presto when it hit.
Mm-hmm. And his little blue book.
He then came with a little blue book, a little yellow book, a
Phil
black
Gordon,
book.
not
Gordon.
Phil Ivey or Phil Hellmuth.
No,
It
no.
was Phil Gordon.
One of the three Phils and the least well-known
least
of the three.
famous.
Very tall.
Yes. Probably most famous for besides his books, is his celebrity poker he used to host.
Yes. Yes.
My mom used to watch that.
He's, of the three Phils, is the only one I haven't met. I've met Ivy and Helmuth, but I've never met Gordon.
Wasn't there another Locke? Wasn't there?
Phil Locke,
Phil
you're
Locke
right,
is
you're
another
right.
famous Phil. That is true. I've met him as well.
And you forgot all about him.
No, Phil's a great guy, but they lovingly called him the Unabomber for a long time.
I saw Jennifer Tilly at the Venetian, and some bum walks up to start harassing her, and I was going to go intervene until I realized it was Phil. And I was like, oh,
Some bum.
sorry. I mean, he looked, 3-day beard and hoodie and sweatpants, and he walks up and starts talking to her, and I'm like, get out. Oh.
Yeah, as a couple, he's allowed to do that.
Sorry. Yes, he is.
Mike finds Big Slick, raises a 6K. David folds. We're not sure what he had.
David wasn't there, but John didn't scan.
Dead hand, that's why. Yeah, he's gonna. Oh no, Nate's coming along. He likes his King 7.
Yeah, well, he likes his big blind that he just put out there, and he doesn't want to lose it for cheap.
Understood. You're supposed to defend a fair, much larger portion of your big blind heads up, especially.
Especially with a big blind ante, you should be defending wider. He does let it go after a delayed C-bet. Power stacks. What are the starting chip stacks? So, Robert, what you can do in the chat is type in !! details. And it will tell you all about this event that you're watching right now.
Or you can know that it's 30K.
Or I can just tell you. So this is Flight 1B of the $360 PokerNews PowerStack event, $100,000 guarantee with 30-minute levels and a 30K starting stack. We are in level 11. We will stream until the break. You got to spell details right, though. You fat-fingered that extra A in there. Details.
Pocket 10s again. They've been frequent at this table.
Yeah, it's like the 6th time we've seen pocket 10s in 4 hours.
Aces once.
Mike likes them for 6K.
Robert says I'm 65 and technology is not my friend.
Nate, 3 bets to 17K with the king queen off.
Well, he did it right that time.
He got
there
it right.
it is.
Run good event number 3, PokerNews PowerStack, Flight 1B, $306 buy-in, 100K guaranteed, 30K starting stack, 30-minute levels.
And all in. And he lets
Nate
it go.
folds,
Yeah.
yeah. Frustrating.
It's the tough part of poker is when you do the right move but at the wrong time.
Yes.
There was a famous movie, everybody knows Rounders, but the younger group does not know the movie The Cincinnati Kid, which is an amazing poker movie. And there's a line in there by the man, Edgar G. Robinson, who says, sometimes poker is about doing the wrong thing at the right time.
Probably my favorite one-liner, not from a poker show, Cool Hand Luke,
Kick a buck.
when he says, "You got nothing." And Paul Newman goes, "Well, sometimes nothing's a real cool hand."
Hence the name. That's how he got his nickname.
Probably our last hand at level 11. Blinds are going to go up 2,000, 4,000 with a 4,000 big blind Annie. We've got another 30 minutes left on stream. We're going to rinse and repeat and do this exactly again tomorrow for flights 1C and 1D. I might have different people in here, though. I don't know if Julie wants to spend another 4 hours with me.
I'll sit in here. I won't talk, but I'll sit. Maybe you'll get more food. I'm very food motivated, by the way.
We can bribe you with food.
You can,
We have the
yeah.
best food. Everyone says it.
Well, I very shortly am going to have to exit the booth, although I've enjoyed being down here, especially
You're so good at it,
Julie's
though.
company.
You're
I've
so
enjoyed
good at
that.
this.
I do have to get back upstairs to take care of color up and some other things as well.
Job.
So,
Pesky job.
J-O-B.
They get in the way of free time.
I would guess Gene has a king or a tray that the one seat just folded because the card went over the one seat's reader and it thinks it's stuck there, so now we can't read it on Gene's reader.
Is it Gene or John?
I don't know the answer to that.
That's a good question.
And if we see,
Or do you even have to put an SH in there and make it Jean?
I hope it goes to showdown and we can see what it is. And it just might.
So this is a great one, fans. You get to actually play this one from Daniel's point of view. You don't know what Jean, Jean, or Jean has, and you can see what you would do in this hand. And then at the end, you'll find out whether you're right or not.
Gene or John?
We know that John has a 14% PFR and a 14% VPIP. This is the first time.
And he
He's
does let it go.
played-
We're not going to get to
don't
find out what
see.
those cards were.
King something is my guess.
That's a good guess.
I'm guessing that they were either red or black or some combination of the two.
They
That's a good
definitely
guess.
definitely could have been.
Willing to put a little money on that one. So
I like your odds. I'm glad you're enjoying the commentary and the live stream, Robert. We do it for the fans. That's what upper management, when I told them how much I planned on streaming the next 11 days, they were like, why so much? And I said, because they love it. He said, that's a lot of work. I said, it is.
I think it's great for the players too. That
I-
everyone that's taken the time to come out to
Yeah.
the beautiful Palace Poker and this Run Good Poker Series, we'd like to give you a chance to come in on either a featured table or a final table. We'll be streaming almost every single final table and some featured tables as well, like the one we have on right now.
Yes. And when you have the best live stream room in Texas, why not use it every day?
Modesty becomes him.
extreme modesty prevents me from telling you how good this is.
Andros nines take that down. Dan has brought his stack back up a little bit. He's back up to 70K. Put a few more chippies in there.
No, it's true. Everyone loves the live stream. If you're at home
Yeah.
and you know your friends here,
Especially at a distance.
yeah, everyone loves it. I'd be watching it if I was at home.
In the chat.
Dan finds an ace. That's enough to put some chips in, especially fold it around to him. Mike's got 2 face cards. He wants to see what he can do with that paint. He lets it go, though.
So
David finds an easy fold.
we really don't have anybody in the danger zone. That's at the later parts of the tournament. I'm afraid of making moves when somebody's got 8 big blinds, because then they just go, oh well, I'm all in now. I have to defend because I'm pot committed with my 3 big blind raise. And
I think not being afraid to do that sometimes is a key to poker. It reminds me of that phrase Phil Ivey had where he said, if you can't take a $100 bill out right now and light it on fire, poker's not the game for you.
exactly.
That last hand was another good example of aggressiveness being successful in poker. Dan with just an ace rag leads out with a raise, and table folds around to him. He takes down a pot. He's up another 7.5 thousand.
Yep.
Without really a strong hand. 9-handed anyways.
So they're telling us 34 remaining. So they were at 36 when they balanced that table 2 people ago. Yeah, they're discussing. There's 34 left. We're taking 16. I can't blind my way down to 16th place. We got to do something.
Okay. John got his 5.
John's way out ahead with a pair of 5s and a flush draw.
Bart's going to let it go.
Yeah, he only had 2 outs.
Some blind versus blind action. Bart now down to 12 bigs. He doesn't want to get much below that, or it takes a lot of options away from him. 12 bigs, he's still, he's looking for a spot to get his chips in. There's a little bit of play left, but he gets much below 8, and it's not even, there's really no play at all. And you never want to get down below 4 bigs. So he's in that zone. He's got to start changing his mindset completely on how he's been playing.
I was having a conversation probably 10 years ago with some short stack ninjas that were talking about it, and I said I'm not good at short stack because I never get short stacked, and they thought I was like bragging about being such. I said no. If I get to
Either have
15,
nothing.
I'm getting it in. I don't blind my way past 15. I'm finding a hand and going with it. So I don't know how to play 5 bigs,
And sure enough,
because that's what I would do with
Bart
12
just
bigs.
found pocket 10s and gets his stack in. He's in for 35. Mike's got a king queen. He does want to fold, but's going to anyways. I don't see Wade making this call this ace, but at the same time, he's got to know Bart's in a situation that his range for shoving is very, very wide, and that ace may prompt him to go ahead and put those in.
Wade has 3 outs. If you got a pocket pair, he's got to hit his ace. If he's got an ace, something else, it's better than the 5. So he knows he's got 3 outs. Hopefully he's up against king queen or something.
If he thinks Bart's wide enough, he could get it in with 2 face cards.
Right.
His ace could actually be ahead, and he just needs it to brick out against Bart.
And that's where he landed.
Find it.
That's where he landed in his thought process. So he makes the call.
Now he's going to see that he needs that ace, that or a wheel to flop out there.
Yeah, 77K in the pot's going to help Bart get back up to 20 bigs.
It's a huge favorite here, obviously, at 71%. That's a board that he likes to see, too.
3.
3 does come alive. The wheel draws
Trey
there as
or
well
an
as the
ace.
ace. That's
Didn't
not
get
it, though.
Vote for Bart.
Yep. ace-10's full, and now he's in much better position.
26 big blinds. Now he can breathe easy.
All right.
I don't know about easy, but
Well,
he's not on life
Easy.
support
yeah,
anymore,
he's
at least.
and that's what I'm.
So,
Uh-oh.
They are pulling Dan right now. That means that they are
Ooh.
balancing tables.
They need to balance. So they were at 34. They must have been at 32, and they can't go 7.
Unfortunately, we're going to lose his
And
company, and they do that because he's the big blind. The reason they always pull the big blind is that way there's no bias from the floors that can ever be placed against another player, and it also allows that when you move him, he moves into the worst position at his new table. So as the big blind, it can't be any worse than it already was. So that way it's the fairest possible that you can do for all the players at that point. To give you a little insight as to why they do it that way.
Yes. These aren't opinions. These are rules. I tell people that all the time.
I notice the conversation has perked up. Maybe they're feeling a little more confident since Duma has left the building, or at least left the table.
Left the table.
Hey, one less crusher to deal with. Maybe we can smile a little now.
I'm scared to talk around him.
Now my action tracker.
Andra likes that. Sorry to cut you off. He likes that suited connector of diamonds.
Uh-oh. Bart with kings.
The Cowboys are in play, and Bart's going to hammer it. No. 18K. That's more than reasonable raise. Let's see what happens here. I mean, he's got to give Andra better credit than what he actually has. I think he's got to find a way to let it go. I don't see him calling there. Not with his stack, especially.
I don't know. Hondra might jam it in there.
The way you grab those chips, you might well be right. Is he going to get a little frisky with this?
He's going to count it out.
He's going to get the call. There's no way Bart's folding here. I don't care what he does. Is he just getting TV time and considering whether he can get rid of Bart?
No, Hondra's been kind of crazy.
No, this might be a real question. He called off earlier when we never thought he would. Because, yeah, he was just ready to rebuy.
If he feels like he's got some fold equity in there, there's a chance he might do it. He doesn't know, like we do, that he's up against the kings and he's got zero fold equity. He does correctly make the fold. Good for him. That's a heck of a read there. And Bart kindly shows him the Cowboys.
Yep. I do that. We've talked about this before. When I want somebody to fold, I'm going to only show them my best hands. So in their mind, I'm going to reward them for folding, like give them some positive affirmation for folding. So I'm always showing the good hands, and I'm never showing a bluff. So you always, oh man, a good fold, good fold. I'm going to do that again next time. That was so good.
I will show the backs of my cards every single time.
That's where Krista said. She said she will sometimes show a bluff if she's really proud of it. And I'm like, I never show bluffs. Unless I want to needle a friend, I never show bluffs.
I'm much of the mindset that if you're not going to pay to see them, I'm not going to show them.
Yeah, there's a way to see it.
There's another profession that does that, but I don't
Bart
know
with
that's what we're talking about.
Bart
here.
with his
And that's
third
an old
hand in a
one.
That
row.
old one,
It's the oldest one.
exactly. Bart's got another real hand, you're right. Especially without knowing it up against
This is that heater that
Robert.
That was predicted.
I believe it was asking.
Brad
Was it Brad?
Borick said
Brad, yeah.
heater.
There he is.
Said it again,
Heater
heater
in
in
action.
action.
Heater in action. There he calls it out.
There's a 30-second delay from the time he hears us to
Well,
the time
see,
he
all
writes
it had
it.
to take was Dan had to leave the table. They had to loosen up. And Bart's like,
Purely coincidental
Taking
that
over.
that happened.
Robert's new rule is he only plays main events.
okay, Robert. Sounds good. Bart,
Wow.
you folded.
Wow. I think he just got those chips and does not want to lose them that he's been sitting short stack for so long. That's
Nate thought he was value betting ace-10. Little does he know he was in bad shape.
I don't think I make the fold there where Bart does, but I can definitely see where it makes sense where given everything on how that took place. He probably makes that fold because he's got better contemplation skills than I do. Even though they happen to be off on that time. Presto out there again. Jean or Jean, or we apologize if we're butchering your name.
That's okay. I called the guy Salmon earlier. I was told it was Salome.
Mike's pretending to think with a 9 tray, but he does have the big blind in there.
He's already in there for 3. There's 20,000 in the pot. He's only got to call 3,500.
He doesn't justify it and lets it go.
No, he's getting almost 7-1 on his money with a.
Ducks against
9
5s.
tray.
There's going to be overs for both of them probably. The
Oh,
set.
wow.
Wow.
Oh, John.
Queen may save.
We all sit
John
up.
a little bit of money. No, he's going to fire right out at it. I don't see 2 diamonds on the board. He doesn't
Maybe
opt to
with a
raise.
Quick call. I would have.
He's not afraid of the diamonds at all.
I would like to deny some equity. Now we've got 2 flushes out there. It almost looked like he has a diamond draw, the way he called so fast.
Well, he does have 1 blocker to it if he's seeing that, but here it comes. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hope that river card is black.
Yeah. There's 50% of the cards out there are gonna put a diamond or a heart out there and make it tougher on him to realize the equity he wants to. There's 2 overs, but at the same time, there's 2 flush draws out there that he could be thinking, is he on the flush draw and being aggressive and trying to push me off this with
Right.
a flush draw? He might find a call for that reason.
I could talk myself into a call for that. Like you didn't raise me on the flop. I don't know. I don't believe
Yeah,
you.
he flatted on the flop. Ace queen of hearts there, actually. If he puts him on an ace queen of hearts there, I mean, I think now he rightfully
let it
smells
go.
it
Good
out.
fold.
Yeah.
Good fold.
I mean, there's those times you're just going to start sticking hands in your head that maybe he could have, that you could find a call if you really, really want one, even though you shouldn't be looking for it, or shouldn't find it, I should say.
29 left.
By the way, I do want to put out the disclaimer. I'm not a pro poker player. The advice I give should not be taken, other than I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
$34 minutes left on stream. 4 minutes in level 11 and 30 minutes in level 12.
Thanks for the kind word, Robert. Very nice of you. We're glad you're enjoying tonight. I know I'm having a good time here in the booth.
So have you met him on your travels? Robert Tharp or Robert Harp?
Robert Hart.
I am
not?
so bad with names and so good with faces.
He's up in the Oklahoma area.
And the picture right there is so small that I cannot see.
Yeah.
But the name does ring a bell. I'm sure if I saw the picture, I'd instantly recognize it.
He plays main events. You'll see him.
Only
at
main
I did
events.
notice that.
Yeah.
Exclusively
I like
main
that.
the
events.
Tulsa. He's in Tulsa.
I like a man that knows what he wants. So. All right, this will be interesting. Ducks hit the board again. Nobody's got a piece of that. And it moves on to the next hand easily.
Robert played at the Hard Rock back in the day. So 2 more people and we're going to break a table. I hope they break an outside table and bring them in here.
Well, I am going to make this my last hand so I can get upstairs.
I think there's probably 15 minutes before break in real time up there. Or 10 maybe.
I think it might be a little more than that.
Is it? Did they pause the clock at all or have a late start?
We did have a clock pause due to a surveillance we had to look at in order to clarify a pot.
I see.
So there was a short
So I was,
stoppage.
yeah, the math wasn't mathing for me. It
Yeah,
was like,
that's why. The goal is always to make sure we get everything right.
yeah,
And
and
we
you
have
just
to
pause
do
the
that.
game for a little bit. So in that
we never like
situation,
to pause it.
everybody stops
We did.
from
We had-
all the tables.
Correct.
Because
That
I
way
don't
it's
remember.
even for everyone.
I don't remember these guys stopping for an
believe
extended
that they
period
did.
of time.
It was not extended, but there was a brief stoppage. So
And if it was before the break, we wouldn't have seen it. But if it was after the break, then
I think it was before, but I'm not 100% sure.
that's okay.
I was dealing with some other issues at the time.
There's a lot of moving parts to put on one of these events. Full house for Nate. 2 high cards for Wade. 32,000 in the pot. Wade's gonna block bet this?
Well, let's see what Nate does. I don't know that's really going to block him too much.
No.
I don't seem afraid of quads. Yeah, exactly right. He's thinking he's got him, and he's wanting to try to see how much more he can get out of him, which I don't think he's going to get any more at all. I don't know. Wade's he's looking at chips. He's considering.
Ace high beats you, Wade.
Maybe he's just posturing. God bless him if he
Yeah,
is.
he's
You've already had your 15 minutes of fame, but we'll give you a minute or two more, Wade. We like you.
he's looking down. He's like, man, that 81,000 in the middle looks juicy. Not gonna call though.
Oh, you, Bobby. Glad you're enjoying the coverage. Happy to have you on.
He does let it go.
Yeah, I think that was just some posing to save a little face there.
Yeah. You don't want to snap fold when you raise because then people will start raising you all the time. You want to make it look like you had a tough decision, see if they can squirm.
Well, I am going to make my exit. I'll leave you with Eric and the beautiful Julie, and they will take good care of you, and I hope to see all of you out here tomorrow.
Bobby and Robert have played before.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll be here. Thanks, Murph.
See ya.
I'll see you in about 40 minutes. Yeah. Now this door does lock. Perfect. Michael Murphy. We call him Murph. Runs around the country putting on poker tournaments. What's your favorite part so far
Of what?
of today?
Gosh, it's hard to beat sitting in here with you.
Ooh, they are balancing.
Oh, there goes Bart.
Yep, they're losing players at the outside table, so they have to balance. Grabbed our big blind again. Handro gets it all in for his last 41,000. 10 big blinds. And that's about the time I start shoving with, ace jack, I'm all in. Pocket threes might find a call, but he's very short also. So this is it for him. Does he make a stand and try to double up, or does he try to blind his way in with 12 big blinds? He can find a better spot, but he's already in for the big blind and the ante.
Oh, and he folded.
He does let it go. That was not easy.
Yep.
Ooh, that might be trouble. With the reader.
Oh, when she.
And nope, it read them also. Good job, Dan. Shout out Dan Simone in the production booth fixing problems. I can't express how excited I am to have him back there because that used to be my job. Now I can do this. Super hard typing in every action and fixing problems when the dealer's cards go in place and keeping track of the chips and keep it,
Wow.
It doesn't sound hard, and it's not difficult, but it's not easy. It's just very monotonous and exacting, and he's doing a great job. He Andrew found pocket twos again. And Nate just says, I call. I don't.
Yeah,
You're doing this
I'll
too
call
much.
it.
You do. I got 10-7. Oh, blind versus blind, and he outflops him. Needs a deuce or a heart. Doesn't get it. Handro eliminated. Nate picking up a nice little pot there. Back to 250K. Let's check out these stack
I
sizes
wonder how
now.
many players we're down to.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say 20-ish, because or 30-ish, like 3 tables of.
Oh, it's less than that. It was
24.
29 a while back.
Was it? Were we down to 3 tables? I'm getting my numbers mixed up.
Oh, I could be mixed up. Usually am.
I thought we were at 4 tables, but let's see now. Flight B, live clock. 15 minutes later, we're at 22.
Okay, 22. Close to that 16.
Yeah, so. And we have 6 at this table. So 6, 12, 18. We should have. We should get another person back, I think, to balance.
Well, there's probably 8 and 8 out there. So yeah, put 7 and 7 and 8. I don't know how you guys do all that. I just show up and play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think about all that stuff.
There is a science to it, and an art.
Nate's getting that 10K out of the middle every time.
They're reminiscing about 8 hours ago when they first started playing together. And all they had were 30K starting stacks all around. I like the part of the tournament where the big blind is a starting stack. So in this instance, the 15,000, 30,000 level, that's fun. Eddie just walked in and said, "We're bringing you a player." We knew they had to balance. They just took Bart, and now they're going to bring somebody back. That's why you don't want to be too aggressive with your balancing, because if somebody busts, now you got to move somebody back, and you don't want to move players. You want to move them as little as possible, but I can't go six-handed and nine-handed, right? So if you look and notice that some of these people are getting short, he should not. Oh, they probably broke a table. If he's going to sit here, he should not be in that seat. Because what we do is we take him from the big blind and put him in the worst position. So the worst position in this situation is the 3 seat. He should be over there in the 3 seat. Unless they're bringing me 2 people. So that was a misplacement. Oh, never mind. They're on their way. So we broke table 4, and now we're 3 players, and they're going to bring them in. Maybe. I really hope they bring it. There they are. There's William. Yep, there we go. I take back all the bad things I was thinking about you. So as they broke a table, they went ahead and played, which is perfectly fine. You know, some people might have been in the hand, finishing up a hand, but they were, you know, so. So Lego just got out of the shower. I did not need that image in my head.
Oh, that's funny.
But
They he showers.
I mean, he's a clean fellow.
That's good. Cleanliness.
David flops the flush draw. Wade, with not much of anything, checks it back. So if David should block bet right now and just pick up the 12K. Make it like 10. It's a good bet. We don't need Wade to accidentally hit a 5 or a 4 or 2 or something stupid and just accidentally win the hand because you didn't bet at it. All right, we're going to add the extra players. So they broke table 4, and now we have 3 tables. 3 full tables at 27, 15 minutes ago. Let's see who we get. The anticipation is killing me. Don't make fun of Eddie's bald spot. He's very sensitive about it. And this is one of the downsides of the feature table is we move somebody in, we have to pause the action for a minute because I need your name and I need your exact chip count because I can't run the next turn. Anywhere else, it doesn't matter. We just keep playing.
Makes sense.
So
Didn't think about that either.
Janelle in the 3 spot and Christopher in the 5 spot with a healthy 216,000 chips.
Ooh.
All right, after that hand, let's check out these stack sizes now with these new players in here. Nate the Great, 66 big blinds, 262,000 chips. Janelle and Christopher, 54,000 54 big blinds. Some big stacks coming to the table. Wow. That's going to be exciting. Janelle is sitting where Bart sat. Just saying. So the way you said that, Lego, is Janelle Bart's girl? Question mark? Because I don't know the answer to
Yeah,
that at all.
who is Janelle to Bart?
Yeah, I mean, we could just get excited about Christopher sitting in, Dan's spot. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my guess with that comment is Bart and Janelle are a couple.
Okay.
She really good at, completing information. They moved Dan one orbit before they moved Bart, and then they broke an outside table and filled everybody up. He was down to about 70K when they moved him. Dan Lowry was up to about 200K, and then he got into a couple of hands and went down to about 40K, and then he built it back up to about 60K before they moved him. So Gene with bottom pair actually has the best hand versus a 4-6 and ace queen. They both have a gut shot straight draw. Mike needs a 7 to make a straight, and Chris needs a jack to make a straight. But Christopher bets at it and takes it. Did so they must have lost multiple players on the outside table, and they're going to steal him again. Watching poker versus playing is why I drink. "15 minutes left in this level." Yep, Christopher with the old hit and run.
That's so funny.
I did that one time. I was on the bubble. When you're hand for hand on the bubble, you try to keep the tables exactly balanced, right? So I lost somebody over there. I had to move this person who was going to be the big blind. So I moved her over there. The next guy was big blind. Somebody else broke, and I had to, whatever the situation was, she had to move back. So the table broke then, because then the bubble broke, and she moved back in the money when that table broke. And she coincidentally got her same seat, but the blinds had passed her, and she hadn't played a hand, so she had the exact same chips. And people were mad at me saying, these are rules. I didn't do this. This is just a one-off time that weird thing happens. Well, STP, thank you for the kind words. I probably won't repeat them. Just because But I do appreciate being compared to a 5-star hotel Ritz-Carlton. And this is definitely the nicest live stream I've worked in. Two tens versus KQ. Wade's got 6 out. We see 2 of them have been folded. Running hearts would give him a flush. Running Broadway cards for a straight. Does he want to call his last 28,000? He's only down to 7 big blinds. I think you really want to get him pre-flop
Yeah.
with King Queen. See all 5 cards. Nate's just applying the pressure and stealing the chips from him. Blinds are 2,000, 4,000 with a 4,000 big blind ante. Wade is +1. That means in 2 more hands, he's going to have to put all his chips in blind. And he thinks 8-9 with 7 big blinds might just have enough fold equity to pick up the blinds and antes and get him through another orbit. However, Mike D has a different idea. He makes it 31,000 to go with Ace Jack. His 7.8 big blind, so he'll have some change left over if he loses his hand to Wade. And Mike in the big blind's getting great pot odds. He's getting 70,000 to call, or 70,000 in the pot. He's got to call 30. He gets to see all 5 cards. He's already in for a big blind and an ante, but he lets it go. Saves the 5 big blinds. Wade needs an 8 or a 9. That's not helping him. He needs a 10 now, and 2 of them have been folded. He's down to 5%. Ooh, now another 8 will help him. An 8 or a 10. He doesn't get it. Full house for Mike. And we lose a player. Mike S. in the 8 seat is really glad he folded now, even though he had the correct pot odds to call with any 2 cards. Like Murph was saying, a penny saved is a penny earned. So those 5 big blinds he didn't put out there. Well, it wasn't a call. He shoved because he was facing the big blind and ante in the next 2 hands. So he had to find a spot to get it all in with 7 big blinds and hope he was racing.
Yeah.
So I don't love it, but I definitely understand it. Because you could run into a bunch of trash hands and just pick up the blinds and antes and live to fight another orbit for free. Computer says down to 22.
Yeah, but I think it's 21 now that Wade's gone.
The computer is automatic. It's because we have tablets at all the tables. So as soon as you bust, the dealer clocks them out.
Okay.
So she clocked them out before before it was updated. David in the small blind with Ace Jack. I want him to raise it. 10,000 sounds good. Yes, I like it. 8-10 suited for John in the big blind. 7-3. Ooh, all in. He's got. No, I'm sorry. I'm backwards. Yeah, David did go all in for 84K, which was 21 big blinds. That was a chunky all in from David. John does let it go. Mike S. He raised it up, and then David just jammed it on him. He's got a 7-3 suited on the button. I don't see a situation where Mike calls off with 7-3 suited. He just doesn't want to look foolish by raising and folding on the button. I love the raise on the button. You just have to get through the blinds now. And the problems are the blinds had a hand. So there's Mike 15 minutes ago when we lost him. He's going to go race off those 500 chips. We probably have 4 or 5 more hands. Maybe. I thought they were going to take him, then I realized they're just coloring up those 500s. All right. Mike says, let's try this again. 10,000. And this time it's going to work. Maybe not. Janelle's got 200,000. She just saw it. She just saw David bully him last hand. Check, check. That's too quick, Mike. You need a C-bet there. 3 hearts on the turn. Janelle needs a 5 for a straight, a heart for a flush. That'll do it. 4 flush with 8 high. 8 high is not enough to brag about. So I think she checks again. And Mike's just going to give up. You need to C-bet that flop, Mike. Can't let her get there for free. Well played, Janelle. Tell Bart I said so. Mike's frustrated. He's down to 8 big blinds. He's tried stealing a couple of times in position, which I love. It just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, he doesn't. Didn't go the way he thought it would, it looks like.
STP says no free rides. Now David's in the cutoff with an ace. He's probably going to make it 10,000. Ooh. Gene on the button with queen 10 likes to call. Janelle with pocket 7s in the small blind. Do you come in for a chunky 3-bet, or do you just limp and see a flop 4-handed? Because Mike has the odds to call now. 6 to call, this 38 in the pot. He's getting more than 6 to 1 on his money. Those great odds. Ooh, all clubs. Really good flop from Mike. Getting 6-1 on his money. Now he's a huge favorite. Does Janelle believe him? She looks at his stack, says, what do you have left? 25K? You put half your stack in on that flop? Now we have to determine if, you are real about it. Never mind. One minute left. This will be the last hand on stream. And then we are done for the night. They're going to play down to 16 players who will bag and tag and come back Sunday. We will be back tomorrow for Flight 1C, 1:15 Texas time for 4 hours. You like how I said Texas time?
Texas time, yeah.
How many people want to play their last hand aggressively on stream? Go out with a bang. It's funny when we're doing a cash stream, we tell them 3 hands left. They go nuts. I'm like, guys,
Do
you can.
they?
I'll turn off the cameras. You can keep playing, but they just want to play on stream. They want that memory of everybody watching them playing great on stream. Janelle with the check mark. Nate is not going to pull any shenanigans. 26 in the pot. She bets 10. He's going to snap fold. The hand's done, and we're done. So check out what we can do here. I can go cutaway, and we can go down to this guy.
That guy.
And just like that, they're going to break up. Let me hit mute real quick. That button. Oh. So, how did nobody tell me the table was muted for the last 2 hours? Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Well, nobody told me that. Lego, I'm disappointed in you, my friend. So I just went to mute it and saw that it was still muted from 2 hours ago when I muted it on the last break. So you guys didn't hear a table mic and nobody told me? 100 people in the chat and nobody told me you couldn't hear the table mic. I guess our commentary was so enthralling. They didn't notice nobody at the table was saying anything. So thanks for being here for the last 8 hours. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. We're going to be live streaming the feature table again for Flights 1C and Flights 1D. And table was mute. Oh, hey, thanks. Thanks, Lego. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. I was wondering. But that's it, guys. We will see you back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat. Lego's in the shower.
Again?
I did not need that image again. I had just brain scrubbed the last time I had that image in my head. And it's there again. So, with that, I mean, any closing remarks?
No.
We're done? All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here. That button. And then that button.